Hi guys, it's Charlie Tango 1994 back with another video for YouTube. Quite an interesting week this week, so you'll notice I've got a new CB radio, another one. This is my third one now, and this is my first sideband box, Ham International Multimode 2. Picked it up from eBay last week. And I did have a stroke of luck last week. Something I'd completely forgotten about was I was due a bonus from work, fairly sizable bonus as well. So that's left me with a bit of extra cash this month. So I've gone out and invested in not one sideband but two sideband radios, and this is the first one. As I say, a Ham International Multimode 2. I also saw a TriStar 777, which hasn't arrived as yet, but what I decided to do, because both of them were a reasonable price, this Ham International was just under 50 quid, the highest bid. I'm going to keep one, decide which one I like best or which one performs best for me, and then probably get rid of one of the sidebands. Also does mean as well that I've got the two other, well, three actually, standard UK 40 CB radios that I've got to decide what to do with. Certainly one of them will stay in the car, one of them may go in the wife's car. I might keep I might keep them just for now. But what is interesting is that just in the last couple of months, really, I've only been kind of getting back into this for not even 3 months, I don't think. I've already got 3, 4, well, we'll have 5 different CBs. So obviously I've caught the fever. What it does mean is that I'm going to have to get rid of some at some point, because I don't need that much equipment. But it is interesting that, you know, within a short space of time, I've already developed enough kind of clutter for my own radio shack, to be honest. So not had a chance to do much with this Ham International as yet. Just got it rigged up very briefly last night. Did some initial tests, not 100% successful, to be honest. I've not really picked up any signals bar one, which seemed to be on the Euro 40, and only heard one side of the conversation. So got the weekend ahead of us, and I'm going to be doing obviously quite a lot of scanning. Also need to do some work on my aerial this weekend, so got quite a busy couple of days ahead of me in terms of radio related tasks. But here we go, this is my first sideband radio. Interested to see how it performs, and see what we get with it. Alright, so got it kind of rigged up properly now. I've had a scan again through the channels. Seems very quiet, which caused me to do some testing, because I wasn't sure that really I was getting a decent signal, and I'm not 100% sure that we're on frequency, to be honest. I've just tried with one of my handhelds, just holding the transmit button on the handheld, and things aren't quite lining up properly. So well, not at all, to be honest. So I'm not sure if I might have an issue there. There's lots on this rig as well that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, so I think there's an opportunity to bone up a little bit more, just to make sure I understand exactly what frequencies I'm on and what should be on, and that kind of thing. The other thing that's curious is that there's a couple of switches on the top of the rig. They've obviously been added afterwards, so this has had a tinker. Now that could be a great thing or it could be a problem. Not sure what to make of that, really. So as I said earlier, I've got quite a lot of time this weekend to be fiddling about with things, so I'm gonna try a few other things, see if that will help get signals in. And it seems to be there, certainly powers on, all that sort of stuff, but there's just so many buttons and bits and pieces that I can't be sure I know exactly what I'm looking at. So I'm going to go away, have a read up, see if I can make a bit more sense of it, and hopefully we'll get a bit more out of this rig. later on this weekend. The other thing is that, look, if there is an issue with it, it was sold as spares and repairs. This is the risk that you take. I didn't pay a huge amount of money for it, probably more than I can afford to lose, but you know, this is part of the gamble, isn't it, when you're buying stuff off of eBay. So the other thing is that the TriStar will be here probably Monday, I'd imagine, Monday, Tuesday. So I can rig that up, check if I get the same issues, see if it's a better rig, to be honest, and then possibly box one of them up, either get it back on eBay or sort something out with someone. But initial tests, not great, so we'll have to be looking into that, and I'll come back with another update another day probably, let you know how I got on. Cheers on you guys.